Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey, all 30 teams, soon to be 31. We're back for another one of those videos that involve my father. He's made another clip for us to watch, and it's about, the overusage of cameras and camera angles and stuff, and just I'll let you watch the video.
Last time I talked about how NHL broadcasters were using fake images to make more money, and in doing so, they were moving away from journalism and altering the experience of the game itself for viewers. This time I'm back to expand on that just a little bit. I started to watch hockey on TV a long time ago. I'm guessing most NHL broadcasts used only a handful of cameras back then. What the viewers consistently got was a shot from center ice, about halfway up, and the camera would pan back and forth with the play. It was quite realistic actually, because in a real hockey game, the fan pays for one seat and uses that seat for the entire game. One camera position, one seat. The viewer from either location subconsciously wires his or her brain to interpret the game from whatever position he or she is in. When I watch from home, I want a consistent camera shot that shows me as much of the playing surface as possible while the play is underway. I'm interested in not only who has the puck, but where all the other players are. The players who don't have the puck are all heavily involved in the game, and I need to see what they're doing. I want to see line changes. I want to see the oncoming hit or the signals that players exchange while the play is going on. But Sportsnet and CBC are failing me because they're obsessed with having 50 cameras at each hockey game now and showing us 50 camera angles while the play is going on. When the puck goes into the corner, we get 3 seconds of the back of a referee's jersey. When there's a scrum after a stoppage, we get a close-in shot of a goalie sucking on a water bottle. Now there are cameras mounted on officials' helmets. Soon there'll be a jockstrap camera looking down the player's pant leg to his skate, so we'll be able to see if he was really offside or onside. Well, that last one's maybe a bit of a stretch. My plea to Canadian hockey broadcasters is this. Watch what soccer and football broadcasts do. Very few tight shots while the play is underway, and isolated cameras are used mainly for replays. Watch what the NBA does, with the regular play being shot almost exclusively from the center court camera. Hockey needs to turn off some cameras and send their directors back to broadcasting school. They're obsessed with too much technology and can't wait to show us what our money has purchased. Sure, I want to see close-ups on replay, but not when the game is going on. When there are close-ups, I lose all perspective of what is happening in the game. I do not want to see goalies sucking on water bottles after every whistle, and I do not want to see double nostril snot blowing from the bench. Directors of hockey broadcasts need to take a day off and just go to a game. Not to watch the game, but to watch the fans watching the game. Watch what the fans are looking at. I bet when there is a scrum after a whistle and lots of pushing and shoving, none of those fans are watching the goalie skating to a corner all by himself. So if none of the fans are watching the goalie take a skate, why are the TV viewers stuck with it? Because the TV networks have forgotten what it's like to watch a hockey game as a human, and not a matrix of 50 cameras and technicians who are more concerned about showing off their toys than telling the story. That's my 2 minutes for charging.
So some pretty strong words from my father there, and he's coined his little 2-minute rant, 2 minutes for charging, which is funny. But he's right in a lot of ways, if not always. The broadcasters are obsessed with showing off their toys, showing us angles that we don't necessarily need to see during a live broadcast. Like he said, in replays, absolutely. Mm-hmm. That's what it should be. That's what the NBA does. The NHL should be just like that. We should see a static, live camera that doesn't change, so we can see all of the ice. We want to see line changes. We want to see where other players are on the ice. If there's a battle going on that's 20 feet from the puck, we want to see that. If a guy breaks his stick and he goes back to the bench, we want to see if he gets a new stick or if he changes for a new person. It's the little things. It's the little things that matter. And to me, there's a way too much camera changing. The perfect example, which he said in the video, is when there's a scrum and the camera immediately goes to the opposing goalie sucking on a water bottle. It's ridiculous. Nobody wants to see that, even if there's nothing going on. Why do I have to see a goalie suck on a water bottle? Show me a replay. Show me something else. It's just, in my eyes, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's great that they're able to give us all these camera angles and all this stuff and all this exposure, but to me, it's overdone. They need to go back to storytelling, and like my father said, look at the fans and see what they're watching, because that's the most important thing. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I agree with everything he said, 100%. I'm the fan of the guy who is, as he put it, sitting there, say, in the arena watching the game. Well, what's that person going to be doing? They're going to be following the play, right? As it's going up and down the ice. But you also have the ability to see everything that's going on behind the play as well. And that's what that standalone camera gives you for the most part, because majority of the game, you are just that one camera, right? Pivoting as it follows the play. But what annoys me is, say a team ices the puck, okay? They can't change. So things are going to develop very quickly here. So I want to see how they're going to set up for that face-off. But instead, I'm going to have a close-up shot panning the bench, and I'm going to watch all guys spitting onto the ice. Yeah, because it's one of those things that's almost set in stone. If you're a hockey player and you're on the bench, you have to spit repeatedly.
Yeah, it's just part of the business.
Yeah, it's kind of like a twitch, you just have to do it.
It's actually in all NHL contracts when they sign, it says at the bottom, you must spit at least 20 times during a game.
Yeah, and then for the contract to be valid, you have to spit on it.
Yeah.
But it's the little things like that that really irk me. I want to just be focused on exactly what's going on the ice. I want to see how they're setting up for the face-off, who's taking the draw, and I want to know all that as it's going on. Almost as if I'm a player on the ice, on the fly, in the moment. But instead, I'm getting these stupid camera pans of the bench, and I'm seeing the coach talking behind his cards because, heaven forbid, we might be able to lip read, right, over TV. It's just stuff like that to me is not really necessary. But as he pointed out as well, they're obsessed with showing off new toys, but they're also obsessed with trying to bring as many views of the game as possible into the home. I get it, but if there's a stoppage in play, something like that, okay, give us a few angles if there's nothing going on directly on the ice. But if there's something going on in the ice, I want to see it. And that one camera halfway up from the ice level, that's the shot I want. Panning and following the play. That's what I want. I'm going to be able to see the most with that angle.
Exactly. And for me personally, I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer. So when I see new tech and I appreciate the new technology and cameras. Like a new camera to me is, love it.
Magnifique.
But I'm a hockey fan first. And I need to be able to have a story be told to me properly. And that's something that unfortunately doesn't happen right now. There's just too many shots. And there's a couple of examples that it does work, and it works in my opinion. And this, a lot of people are going to disagree with me here, but there's a camera that's sometimes used behind the net, and it's used on a power play, and it shows a broad angle up the ice. Right. And I know a lot of people hate this shot, but I actually like it. It is harder to see the puck, but to me, you can see the flow of all the players a little bit more. So I do like that camera angle, I will admit. But a camera angle or a situation that really, really frustrates me was the outdoor game between, I think it was Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, when they had this hovering camera that was on these whatevers. It was just, it was literally unwatchable. And we've mentioned this before. It was unwatchable. I didn't even finish the game. I had to change the channel just because it was being
horrible.
Mistreated. It was being overused. And that's unfortunate.
And they use that same camera technology in the Air Canada Centre as well. I don't know if there's other arenas that use it, but the Air Canada Centre, they definitely do.
They had to remove it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they removed it.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's something I didn't know, because I hated that. As the play's going on, we are suspended basically from the second balcony from this camera, and it's almost as if it's remote controlled, and they're sending this up the ice from that level, and we're just looking down on the play. It was horrendous. It was to the point where I couldn't even clearly see who the heck was on the ice. I couldn't really make out the numbers or the names, and it was just horrible.
People hated it, so they officially removed it. They might be bringing it back, but who knows?
I hope they don't.
From what I read, they totally removed it. So maybe that's a step in the right direction. But this isn't one of those topics that we're not right, we're not wrong. We're just having a discussion. So if you disagree with us, absolutely 100% acceptable. Let us know down in the comments. But if you do disagree with us, let us know respectfully and constructively, because we don't want to see any disrespect in the comment section towards us or anyone else in the comments. We know at the end of the day, we're all hockey fans, and that's what's most important. So Thank you very much for watching this episode. We really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, we hope you hit the subscribe button, and I think we're done for today. This is our last video, but we'll be filming lots of videos in the upcoming weeks, so make sure you check those out, and we'll see you in those. Adios.